Hey, everybody. Anne, Adrienne, Bonnie, Gary, James, Marty, Mary Beth, Mackenzie, and Steve. I wanted to share a report from the field of rest and renewal. First off, thank you to each of you so much for making this time possible for me. I wasn't sure if I could, if I should, or even if I needed to go away, because when I first scheduled the time, I was burned out. I was. But then, due to some changes in staffing and things like that, Mackenzie coming on as our CCR project manager, all of a sudden I wasn't burned out anymore. And I thought, do I really need this time of renewal? So it's pretty cool to go on a renewal leave already refreshed. And I thank you all for that. The truth is you folks are my community. I spend more time with you combined than I do with anybody else. And I'm really grateful for all that we share and all that we have, the fun, the joy, the connection. And I think we really are mastering the art of true community. So you folks are in the foreground of my vision, front and center. And the rest and renewal time really gave me the opportunity to explore what's out on the periphery of my vision. And I think it's probably no coincidence that my doctor has said to me, actually for your eyesight, because things are getting a little fuzzy, he said, you need to do eye exercises. I know I don't like looking at the periphery. My eyes pull when I go this way or this way. I think is very interesting because that's actually what I got to explore spiritually and relationally was the periphery of my life. Before I went on leave, I saw my life as a series of experiences and a series of accomplishments, sometimes failures, but transcending those to turn them into accomplishments. And that really shifted during the leave. A couple of things I did. I scheduled a series of 2-hour prayer and reflection retreats for myself during the course of the first 3 weeks when I was in Casper. I revisited my 2020 journal of spiritual growth and spiritual experiences, and I re-immersed myself in them. I turned the pages. I read about meetings with my sponsor and sponsees and Reiki sessions and all of it. I just got present to all of it again. And I really got to re-immerse myself in the wonderful spiritual connections that I have experienced, and they were present all over again. That was really amazing to realize those weren't one and done kinds of things that may be built on each other, but I could go back and re-experience and have all of that present again. Second thing I did is I reconnected with friends near and far. I went cross-country skiing with my local friend here, Wendy Jo, up on the mountain. I had conversations with Dave Dingman, who was a good friend of me and Jerry's from the Rollins days. Reconnected with Leah Farrell, who walked with me during an important 4-year period of my life. And the other thing I did is I completed. There were some, loose ends, things that were hanging I just had sort of avoided, and I completed those things. What a good feeling that is. I wrote letters to the 4 boys that Jerry and I sponsor, Guatemala, Uganda, and Colombia. And then Jerry and I got to thinking about how we might visit these kids. And we also reconnected with a young woman that we had sponsored through all our years of learning through college degree in Philippines. We reconnected with her, which was nice. And then the last thing is that Jerry and I went to Hawaii for the final week of the renewal leave. And that was great, just to deepen our relationship. While we were there, we connected with some landmark friends who met us with leis, and dinner was so good. And one of our CCR participants, Wansukya, we met him in Honolulu and had dinner with him, and that was really great. So what shifted for me during this time is that I saw that I have focused on what is in the foreground of my life, and I did this skim living on the peripheries of my life. And as a result of the month away, I'm really experiencing my life in a new way, as a reservoir of wealth, of richness, of prosperity that I can dip into at any time. Spiritual awakenings, relational riches, shared life experiences. And the more I immerse myself in it, the richer it all becomes. And the big thing that I'm shifting as a result of my time away is rebalancing foreground and peripheries so that I can be present to all of my life, all of the time, and not have to do skim living in any of it. Not skim living the surface of other relationships outside of work, skiing, all the lovely outdoor stuff that I love to do, not skim living with you folks and with CCR, but being present to the depth and the richness of it all. And what I'm really left with is love, joy, and connection. Now, I won't lie, it was tough coming back from that 4 weeks away, but I think it's because I tried to start with email first. Not a good idea. even that is finding its proper perspective. But that's my notes from the field of rest and renewal. Thank you so much again for making it possible for me. I pray you get to have these sorts of experiences, and I invite you to look at what's in the periphery of your vision, of your life, of your day-to-day experience. How can you bring your vision to include all of it, encompass all of it, and to rebalance the way that you're living if need be. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for watching and listening. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I treasure you. And I love our work together. See you soon.